It's just unbelievable. What is happening before our eyes makes it clear that times have already changed dramatically, and that the geopolitical chessboard is rapidly changing its appearance. Looking through the admiring publications of experts from the eastern and western hemispheres of our planet, it becomes clear that Russia has won an important victory over the United States. According to experts, the fact that the 46th US president was forced to promise to destroy all US chemical weapons stockpiles by the fall of 2023 indicates that Moscow triumphed over Washington. Of course, it will be difficult for ordinary people to understand what we are talking about, and why the US president's promise to destroy the stocks of American chemical weapons is not only a defeatist sign, but also a factor in the final loss of hegemon status. Whatever the case may be, in this video, I will explain to you what is really happening. On January 13, 1993, the United States, together with other countries of the world, signed the Convention on the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, and on April 29, 1997, this convention entered into force. However, unfortunately, the US government has become so convinced of American exceptionalism and hegemonic status that Washington has refused to destroy chemical weapon stockpiles in the United States. Thus, the United States became the only country in the world that legally signed the convention, but at the same time refused to destroy chemical weapons stockpiles. All this time, Russia has been demanding that the United States fulfill its obligations. At the same time, all these years Moscow has been diligently destroying its stocks of chemical weapons, and by 2017, Russia had completely destroyed the entire existing stock of these weapons. The United States held out to the last and refused to comply with Moscow's demands. However, after the start of a special military operation, Moscow provided proof of the existence of American biological laboratories on the territory of Ukraine. After that, Russia and China began to put even more pressure on the United States. Experts explain Biden's recent promises to destroy all chemical weapons stockpiles precisely with the fact that Russia managed to raise the issue of American biological laboratories at the international level, and that Moscow and Beijing literally pushed Washington to the wall. All this led to the fact that a few days ago, US President Joe Biden promised to destroy all stocks of chemical weapons by the fall of 2023. At the same time, Washington once again remained true to its hypocrisy, stating that this decision is a gesture of goodwill of the United States. I promise you that this fall the United States will get rid of all its chemical weapons stocks, once again proving to the whole world that our country is peaceful, and I urge the rest of the world to follow our example, Joe Biden said. Seeing such hypocrisy on the part of the United States, experts are wondering how Washington will justify to the public the future destruction of its biological weapons and biological laboratories around the world. The fact that sooner or later the United States will also be forced to get rid of its biological weapons and biological laboratories is beyond doubt among analysts, since China and Russia have literally cornered the United States in the international arena, and demand that Washington completely abandon the creation of such weapons.